All right, so I'm going to review with you today the simple process of adding products and putting those products into collections within Shopify. So at this point, if you have a Shopify account, once you log in on the left-hand side of the screen, you'll see your general menu, which is home, orders, products, customers, anything related to your Shopify account. Super simple process. You just click on products. And as you can see, we already have some existing products set up in here for our website, and very easy to either edit existing products or add new products. So you'll notice in the upper right-hand corner, the add product button. You also have an option to import products from an Excel spreadsheet if you have those set up ahead of time. And once you have products in Shopify, you can also export those to an Excel sheet as well if you want to edit. Say you wanted to do a bulk edit, change a bunch of things all at once, not have to do it product by product. You have the option to export your list, make the changes you need, and then re-import them. You'll also notice that when you're in the product window, you have product vendor tagged with, if you have specific tags for your products, the status of the product, whether it's active, draft, getting ready to be published, or archived, and some additional filters. So when you click the add product button, it will take you to a general add product description page. And from here, you can give the product a name. We'll just call this test product. And you have some basic formatting for font, like you would in a Word doc, bold, italics, underlined, some other general things where you can add an image, pull in a link if you have the existing description somewhere else. If there was any media associated with this, you could then add the file by dragging it in here, add it from a URL if it's already existing. And from this point, you would put in the price of the product. If you wanted a compare at price, if you sold products that frequently being sold on other websites or competitors, you can put a compare at price in here. So say this was being sold for $6 somewhere else. A cost per item. If say you want to track your profit margins on here, say your cost per item was $2. So you can see you're making a 60% margin, $3 product profit. If you charge tax, if that's applicable for your website based on where you are, you can either check or uncheck that. And then if you actually use specific SKUs or barcodes, depending on the product you're selling, you can enter that in this area. You can track the quantity. You can also determine whether or not you're going to continue to sell the product if it's out of stock. Like if this is something you frequently get in from time to time, you're not worried about selling out of it. You can check that and it will let customers continue to buy your product even though your current inventory is at 0 or less. And then you can put in here how many of your product you actually have. There's a shipping section. You can determine whether this is a physical product or not. And if you have a lot of this information already, this makes the shipping process more automated for the customer and gives them more options to determine how much they want to pay to actually ship their product and what different options they have to ship it. So you could put in the weight, determine the units, depending on what country you're in. Any sort of customs information, if you're shipping outside of your country of origin, you would put in here. And then variant. So if this was just, say, one simple thing you were selling, like a picture frame, it's one color, no options, you would leave this unchecked. Say it's clothing and you have various sizes, small, medium, large, you would be able to enter those here and separate them with commas. So say it was a t-shirt that you sold in 4 different sizes. You would enter those sizes, and as you can see, as you start to enter the sizes, it puts the sizes below. You have the option to sell each size at a different cost. Say as you get into the larger sizes, it's more fabric, more work. You could make those more expensive, and then you can determine the quantity you have of each size. This will get loaded to the website. If you have an individual SKU per item, you would also put that in here. So we'll go. So on and so on. At the very end, you have the search engine listing preview where you can edit the SEO content for this depending on how you want it to show up in Google searches. When you're done, also at the very top here, before I forget, you can determine what the status of the product is. I'm going to leave this in draft right now since we're not necessarily ready to upload it to the website. Channels and apps that it applies to. This is for the online store and the organization. In this situation, you see specific products that we've already identified, and we could categorize it as one of these. The vendor, if you say resell products from various vendors, you could have that name in here that gets listed. And you'll also notice the collections section where if you already have collections set up, you would be able to add this to one, or you don't necessarily have to have it in a collection. And then tags are just reference points for the product. So t-shirt, red, you could call out the graphic on the shirt, say it's organic cotton, anything to sort of classify the product you would enter in this particular section. And click save. It will return you to the product once it's saved. You can now see that this is in a draft phase or status. And if you click the back arrow, it will bring you back to your overall product list. Since I did not have an image for this, you'll notice it just displays the little JPEG logo, and we can see that we are in status of active. You also have the option, and you can see where it is in draft mode. Sort of gives you a high level. You have 17 in stock for 4 different variants, in this case sizes. And if we had put a type in, it would have shown up here. When you're on the screen, you have a couple different options to work with your existing products. And when you start checking boxes, you'll notice I get a little menu up here with some various options of, it tells me how many are selected. I can edit the products. It'll bring both up at once. I can edit them at the same time. And you have, it's not the full details you can edit here, but more of the overall SKUs, prices, compare at. You can also change which fields are active for you to view there. If you have specific ones you want to edit every time. You can also click the more actions. I can set these as active from here. I could put them into draft. I could archive them. You can delete multiple products at once if you want to, add it to a specific channel, remove it, or add any tags that maybe I had forgot about, or say I have several products that I want the same tags for. I can do that from this main page. I can remove specific tags or add or remove from a collection. Once you have your product list all set and you've done the edits you need, say you've published some of these, made them active, and you want to start putting these into collections. The collections, when you're in a specific product, so say we go back to our test product. If I were to start typing something here, it shows up because I don't have this as an existing collection already. Nothing will show up other than what I type. Or if it was a collection you already had, it would start populating. So what you can do is from the main product page or anywhere you're in the product section, if you click on collections, you can start adding specific collections to categorize products that you sell. Currently for our site, we don't have any collections. We just have 4 simple products that are, 1 unit per product. So we don't have the need for collections, but say I wanted to create one, same as adding a product, click the create collection. And in here, I would title what this is. So this is useful for, as you can see, summer collection, items under $100. So say you had fall apparel, winter apparel, you could categorize that. Items under $10. You can kind of get creative and do whatever you want. In this case, we're just going to do collection for test products. These are products that are in test that we haven't added yet. The collection type, this could be manual where you add products to the collection one by one, or you can have a more automated where existing and future products that match the conditions you set will automatically be put into this. So you can do that with a product tag. So say in the tag section for adding a product, every time I put in the word test, we could have it added to this. So product tag is equal to, and we didn't actually pick it. We'll just use one of these other ones as an example. So in this instance, any product I added that had the word bomb in the tag section would automatically be added to this collection. And you can do, multiple conditions, sort of like where you have formatting on an Excel spreadsheet with a tag, certain color, price range. It'll automate it for you. Or as you see, you can do it manually one by one. This collection is available in the online store, which is our website. And you can also have an image per each collection. Hit save. And now we're back to the test product collection. If we go back to the main screen, you now have a test product. So if we were in our product page, go back to our test product. Now under collections, if I type test, it should, I might need to reload this or refresh in order for that to work. So in this case, we have to update the menu, which since our site is live, I am not actually going to do that right now. But if we did that when you're in a product, you would then see that show up as an option to place that in there. And just as a, say you have collections you want to delete, you don't use anymore, you can either check the box under more actions, select delete, and it will take it away. Same thing works with the products. Say we don't want this product anymore, check it, or actions. You can also do this from within the product itself and delete it. And that is a description on how to add products and create collections within Shopify.